Hello people, today we are going to do best maps for Venture tier list. I ran a poll on YouTube and you guys asked for best maps for Venture, so here we go. Before we start, I want to say that Venture is really a map dependent character. Some maps it's really hard to play Venture. I think you should avoid playing Venture on the maps which is D and F tier. If you have another main, just go for your main. If you're trying to OTP, I think you'll just force it now. Okay, let's start. Circuit Rail is one of the best maps for Venture. There are lots of cover that Venture can utilize. You can get lots of ult video in this map with Venture. There are lots of good flanking routes. It's one of the best maps for Venture. Dorado, I don't like Dorado on Venture that much. The first point and the third point is okay. It is hard to get ult value at this map because if you ult high ground, they'll drop. If you ult low ground, they'll go to cover. But it is still playable. The second point is hell for Venture though, I can lie. Havana is by far the worst map for Venture. The first point and the third point is literally unplayable for Venture. The second point is okay, but I'd rather not play Venture on this map. Venture on Junkertown is not also so favorable. I moded to C tier, but it could also be a D tier map. The first point and the third point is really tough for Venture. As it is hard to engage and get some value. But the second point is there are lots of flank routes you can utilize. It's okay, I think. If your team is not playing a dive comp, I think it's a D tier map. But if you have a Genji, any hero that can create any space for you, I think it's a C tier map for you. Rialto, I think it's a B tier map. The first point and the third point is okay for Venture. There are lots of flank routes you can use, and there are some cover you can use also. But the second point is really hard to play Venture. I usually go for flanks or sneaky plays at the second point. Route 66 is also a C tier map for Venture. The second point is literally hell for Venture. At the first point you can force the enemies out of high ground. You can use some flank routes. You can use some spam angles, and you can just play wherever the mega is. But at the second point you're just too exposed and you cannot get any ult value. The third point is okay though. Shambali is one of the best maps for Venture. Lots of flank routes, lots of covers that Venture can utilize, great ult angles. It is literally an S tier map for Venture. Gibraltar is one of the fun maps to play Venture. It might be an A tier or a B tier, I'm not sure. If you're a dive comp, it's an A tier for Venture. But as the third point is really hard to get value with Venture, it might be a B tier also. Blizzard World is a C tier for Venture. There are not much covers Venture can utilize, but if you're a dive team, you should be okay. It's so hard to get ult value in this map with Venture also, but there are some good flanking routes, so I think it's a C tier. I think Eichenwald is A tier for Venture. There are lots of routes, flanking routes that Venture can use, lots of covers Venture can utilize. At some points you can really get good ult value. For example, on the third point, it's a big ult angle for Venture, and the first point also you can get big ult value. I think it's an overall A tier for Venture. Hollywood, I think this is one of the worst maps for Venture because you're too exposed. I don't like playing Venture in Hollywood. It's so hard to get ult value in this map. It is overall a D tier map for Venture. King's Row is one of the best maps for Venture. Lots of cover Venture can utilize. You can get huge ult value on this map with Venture. Lots of flanking routes. Other than the third point, the other 2 points are really good for Venture. I think it's an S tier for Venture for sure. Midtown could be a C or a D tier map for Venture. Venture is good at holding some angles or some chokes at this map, but it is really hard to play against snipers because like it's so hard to engage at some chokes. I'm gonna move it to C tier for now. I have mixed feelings about Numani. Some of my games go really well and some of them go really shit. The second and the third point is really hard. I'm gonna move it to C tier for now. And the Paraiso is one of the worst maps for Venture. I'm gonna just move it to D tier. You're too exposed when you engage the high ground on this map. Only the third point is decent for Venture on Paraiso, so it's a D tier map. Antarctic is one of the best maps for Venture. Most of the time the fights are really close, in a close range. You can use the covers really well on this map. You can get good ult value with your ult. It's an S tier for Venture. I'm not sure if Busan is an A tier or B tier for Venture. One of the 3 maps on Busan is really shit for Venture. But as Venture is good at playing objective on this game mode, I think it's still a B tier for Venture. Ilios is one of the best maps for Venture. You can utilize the high grounds, you can utilize the covers, you can play objective. It's literally an S tier map for Venture. You can also get like environmental kills. I think Lijiang is the best map in the game. And I love playing Venture on this map. Venture puts like lots of pressure on the enemies on this map. The Venture is really good at holding the angles on this map. One of the best maps for Venture without a doubt. I think Nepal is an A tier and Oasis is an S tier and Samoa should be A tier also. I don't like one of the 3 maps in Samoa and Nepal, but all the maps in Oasis are really good for Venture. Push maps are not favorable for Venture, but I think the Colossia is best of them. It's a B tier, Esperanza is a C tier, New Queen is a D tier, and Runasapi is also a D tier for Venture. Runasapi could be also a C tier, I'm not sure, but all the push maps are not favorable for Venture because they're like a big fucking corridor with like not much cover, The enemy team is usually like so lean back and it's so hard to shoot the enemy team by utilizing the covers. But you can utilize some covers on the Coliseum and you can utilize the high grounds also. So I think it's a B tier. It's much better than the other push maps. And the Flashpoint is probably the best game mode for Venture. All the maps are S tier maps for Venture. You can play objective, you can like utilize the covers. All the fights take like a close range. All 3 maps are S tier maps for Venture. Thank you for watching and please let me know in the comments if you like to see other tier list videos, like for example best energetic heroes to play with Venture or like the worst counters of Venture. Again, thank you for watching and have a great rest of the day. Take care, bye bye.